Oh yeah.
All right, all right. Welcome to our interview tonight. My name is Aaron Lahman. I'm one of the Living Well Now leadership team leaders, and I'm excited tonight to be joined by a longtime friend. We go back to, I believe I was eight years old in good old Peoria, Arizona, and back in the day, I think I was in second grade and Adam was in third grade. And we built a pyramid. We were learning about the Egyptian pyramids, and we actually built a pyramid out of sugar cubes. To scale. Yes, sir. And what a fascinating start to our friendship, man. It's so cool that now at 39 and 38 years old, just a shade over 30 years ago.
Yeah, dude. How crazy is that?
30 years ago, we still like to hang out. And are still dreaming about how we're going to bring about great change in this world together, and also individually. So let me just quickly say, Adam for me has been, a confidant, a guy that I can lean in and trust. I can call when I need a listening ear or an encouraging word. We both were teaching high school back in the day and had a lot of shared experiences and kind of came back into public, met each other again post-college through public schools and really hit it off, to be honest. It was like, whoa, we both like to dive in and talk and get to know each other and get to know people on a deeper level. And so I'm just really grateful for your friendship, first off. Adam, you inspire me with the way in which you daily are really going next level as far as impacting the world. And you have big visions for how you want to impact teens, not just teens, but kids of all ages, and helping kids of all ages learn to love themselves. I think that's one thing that inspires me when I watch you present. I've watched you give speeches in front of over 500 people, 1,000 people, and I've seen you do the small group thing, and I'm just amazed at the way in which you drop in and share your wisdom and share your love with people. So thanks for joining me tonight.
Sometimes it's you have friends when you're young and you don't know if you're gonna like them when they're older.
Right.
So it's always nice to be like, oh man, I liked you when we were kids, and we're still really good friends. So
right.
It's pretty rare. So
it is. It's so cool. I feel so blessed. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're up to these days. What are you most passionate about as you think about your life at 39 years old, and what you're creating on the day to day, week to week, year to year? What are you most passionate? What are a couple things that are currently got you all jazzed?
Sure. So in 2007, I started my own motivational speaking business. And in 2015 is when I resigned from my full-time job to pursue my career full-time. And it transferred from speaking to consulting. And consulting meant writing some books, and then I coming out with products and doing a variety of things. And so now in 2019, soon to be 2020, I own a educational consulting firm. I own a corporate consulting firm, and I work with schools, adults, families. Really, for me, what gets me jazzed is this idea that we all feel unskilled within. We don't always feel like we have the skills to understand how to attack life. And that means kids, teens, especially feel that way. Parents especially feel that way. People in corporate America especially feel that way. We have embraced this fake it to make it culture. And I come with my business and say, you have those skills within. We want to unearth those skills. We want to take out all the stuff that's in the way of you figuring out how to communicate effectively, how to feel like you have a presence in this world, and how to really take the world by the tail. So for me, that is something I'm passionate about, working with businesses, families, and schools on communication skills, connection, um, and just research. What's out there? What are we already doing well? And then how can we tweak a couple things to build those skills within?
So good.
Yeah, that's what gets me excited right now.
So good. Love it. Love it. And I have to throw in right now one thing that I also love that you're doing is you're doing some individual coaching of my parents
Yeah.
as they're working on authoring a book, and I know they're feeling really blessed to be on that journey with you.
So I started a self-publishing firm called Brooks Books Publishing, where I published my 2 best-selling mini books, which is crazy. And I've worked with 2 other authors to publish their own books. And so it's been really my pleasure to mentor like your parents and people just going through the process of, I have this inside me. How do I get it out? How do I get it out? How do I get it in front of people? And for me, I love that. We all have the ability to create, but we don't all have that confidence to create. So
yeah. So tell us really quickly about those 2 books that you have authored, the bestsellers, like just, and what they're about, one, and then where would somebody grab one, anyway.
So I'm a ADD kid from the 80s. So they're both under 100 pages. I can't write more than that. Most people can't read more than that because we've got stuff to do. So the first one was called Understanding Millennials, Tips and Tricks on Working with This Generation. And it's just a top 10 tips and tricks on how do we make our work and our world more millennial friendly? How do we welcome generations into our business instead of looking at all the differences and separating everyone? And then the second book is the Social Media Handbook, which is a digital guide to the life of a teen. And it's really just how do we build boundaries around technology, around computers, around cell phones and social media with our kids. We want to say, no, you can't have any device, or we say, yes, you can have everything on a device. And really we should be saying, yes, but here's some boundaries we can build in. And so that's what that book's about. Again, they're both under 100 pages. I did co-write a book before all those called WTF, Why Teens Fail and What to Fix. But honestly, the research is just so old that I don't talk about that book much anymore. But I am working on understanding Generation Z right now. And about a third of the way through. So that'll be coming out soon. And you can get those on Amazon. Amazon prints them to publish, so you can go there and buy them. You can actually, if you live in Peoria, the social media book is sold at the Grand Project Shop in Old Town Peoria. In fact, I'm going to have a booth on Saturday at their holiday festival, and I'm just going to be hanging out, talking. So come, if you live in Peoria, I'm going to be hanging out there. It'll be fun. So
good. Well, we'll make sure we put links in the comments, whether you catch this live or on replay. We'll make sure we put links in the comments of like those books where they can grab them and read up more about what they're all about. But dude, you got the copies there?
I literally have them right here.
Yeah.
They just look like this. That's
understanding. Yeah.
Social Media Handbook.
Dude, so good.
Yeah. A long time ago, I spoke at a business meeting for Arizona Credit Union. They had a bunch of their business partners. And I started talking about what I was doing with teens. And these men started asking questions, and women started asking questions like, what do I do with my kid? Or I'm having this issue in this call center. And I started saying, well, this is what I would do. I taught millennials before they were millennials, when they were just teenagers in the early and mid 2000s. And this is what I would do. And this is how I used, education. And they said, do you have that written down? And I was like, give me 3 months. And that's how I came out with the Millennial book. And that's why it's short, because it really just wanted it to be a practical guide. I struggle calling myself an author, because I just want it to be practical advice for the average person.
To turn it into just new change and new shifts.
Yeah. How do we communicate in a way that's welcoming? Because actually studies will tell you that there's more similarities between the different generations than differences. However, we only focus on the differences.
Right.
So that's part of the problem, is that we say, oh, millennials are so different, or Gen Z is so different. And the reality is they're not that different. But But if I can give some tips and tricks on how to appear more welcoming and engage them into our corporate structure or into our families or into our businesses, then that's what I'm going to do. And I'm speaking at the Women's in Business Conference in Tempe. They're having a huge summit, and I'm one of their keynote speakers speaking on building a multi-generational workforce. That's in February. Everyone's invited. You just got to pay to go. But yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, we got to put that link in there too.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, let's make sure we put that link in the comments too. So good.
I'm the only male keynote. Everybody else is, which of course it's the Women's in Business. So I agree. But the struggles that we deal with in education today are going to be the struggles we deal with in business tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We have to understand these generations.
Totally. Well, tell me, like, what's your foundation? Like, what's motivating you to do all of these things? Sometimes I look at your calendar and I'm like, dude, this guy is getting after it. Meeting with this person, speaking here, consulting this school district, authoring this book, coaching these people on authoring a book. Like, I'm amazed at what you're creating and what you're producing. Like, what at the end of the day, when you go to sleep, when you wake up, like, what's motivating you as you keep on saying yes to all these projects and these creative visions you have?
Well, I think a couple of things. The first thing is that I don't ever do anything I don't believe in. So for me, I'm really clear on my why, like Simon Sinek would say, or other people. Like, I'm really clear on my goals and my vision, and have my vision boards that I look at every day. And in the morning, I try to do meditations, and I write down the 5 things I'm grateful for, and write a little piece about as if I've already achieved my dream. And I try to do that every morning, just to keep my brain focused on those things. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing I do is connections. Connections is huge. I just try to I have coffee at least once a week with somebody I've never met. And not to get them to hire me, not to sell them any of my products, but just to spend time connecting. And it's amazing what happens when they say, oh, well, have you heard of this? Or what about this? And people hire me because they trust me. Mm-hmm. Wasn't built overnight. It took a long time to get where I'm at. I mean, like I said, I started my business in 2007, and I didn't go full time until 2015. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's been 4 years, three and a half years, and I'm still like, I still teach college part time at Rio Salado and Phoenix College. So I still have some other incomes because I'm still not. My business isn't paying for everything yet. It's just paying for almost everything. Mm-hmm. Which is fine. So that keeps that fire lit of, all right, what can I do next? What can I do here? What can I do there? And I'll tell you a secret. Don't tell anybody, everybody. I started using my calendar as a way to make sure I'm getting the things that I need to get done. Being an entrepreneur, you can look at your Sunday night calendar for the week and get immediately overwhelmed. So Mondays are my mandatory Mondays. I do all the stuff that's mandatory. I do my billing, I do my invoicing, I do my paperwork filing, all the stuff that isn't sexy, right? The stuff that nobody talks about in entrepreneurship. Everybody wants to talk about me being in front of 3,000 people, me writing a book and doing book signings. That's the sexy part. The non-sexy part is the invoices, the phone calls, the people who don't get back to you, all that kind of stuff. So that's Mondays. And then Tuesdays is my Tech Tuesday, where I work on my social media posts for the week. And then I've got Website Wednesday, where I go check on my websites and make sure I'm doing it. Or I do Writing Wednesday, where I start working on my next project, my next book. Thursday is Tech Thursday, but it's where I look at like my hosting websites and how are those working and how can I improve and tweak. I meet with my social media team. And then Friday is my Financial Friday, where I go into my QuickBooks and I'm looking at, how am I, this is from Andy Lahman, right? How am I really addressing my finances and making sure I have my budget, I'm following things. It's the holidays, so I won't talk about how that's going, but it's fine. And then Saturday and Sunday are my safety Saturday, Sunday. And that's where I just make sure that I'm keeping everything safe and going until Monday hits. There's no emergencies happening. There's no things I have to respond to right away. And so if I can keep that calendar, that schedule, I'm capturing all the stuff I need to get done, and it's bite-sizable for me.
Mm.
Is that a good tip? I mean, for me, that's
that's so crucial. So thanks for sharing that. Cause I mean, who knows who might check out this video, whether it's entrepreneurs that are growing young living businesses, it could be entrepreneurs that are doing other, have other visions for themselves, small business owners, who knows? But like, yes, sir, that is crucial because it's a whole new language, right? When somebody's not checking in on you, Adam, every day in and day out, like, hey, what'd you do this morning? Hey, what'd you do this afternoon? Like,
right. Well,
you have to do that for yourself.
Yeah, I'll just get distracted and I'll move on to something else.
Yeah.
I'll never go back and recheck in with someone, or I'll never
Yeah.
go back and re-figure out if that group is just busy or were they able to hire me. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing consulting for 2 to 3 school districts at any given time.
Yeah.
So all these people in mind and all these things figured out. And now I'm adding corporations to it. So it's only going to get busier.
So good. Now, again, whether you're watching this live or on replay, if you do check this out on replay, just hashtag replay. If you've got any specific questions for Adam, please leave them in the comments. Like, I know he'll want to connect with you individually, perhaps grab a coffee with you, and
so living well now has been a part of my journey too. Like, even though that's not my primary entrepreneurship, I think I was Andrea's 8th sign up or something crazy. You know what I mean? Like back when she was teaching and we talked about it and she was like, Adam, come here, fill this out. Like, yes, ma'am. And so I've got my oils that I have every morning that I have going right now. And
what ones are you using? These shocked me, man.
Blue Tansy is one of my new favorites. And then Kunze.
I think it's Kunzea is how I'd like to say it.
Kunzea with gratitude, and I can't pronounce them, but I use them.
And you're diffusing them, or?
I'm diffusing these right now. Yeah, I mainly use these to diffuse. I went to the essentially equipped with a bunch of my dudes.
Yeah.
And we all I got the hand scan thing, and it was talked about how this was needed in my emotional health, which was good. And then I use all the products. It's my laundry soap. I use it in the bathroom. I use it for all my hand soap stuff. So liquid detergent. So I love it. I love the stuff, but it's not my primary business. But I use it all the time. So I'm like, I'm with you. I get it.
Definitely part of the Living Well Now oily family for sure.
Well, I'm trying to be as clean and as healthy as possible. I've been working with my therapist on the phrase that I am worth making healthy decisions for. And so that means not only in my business, right, and working with people that I have like-minded goals with, but it also means like, what am I putting in my body? What am I allowing around me? What relationships am I allowing around me?
Mm-hmm.
I just got out of a long-term relationship because it all boils down to I'm worth making healthy decisions for. So that includes living well now.
Dude, so good. So before we close, I want to know about this Drive-A-Log deck also, because we haven't gotten there yet. But this is mind expanding. It's powerful. This is a game changer, in my opinion, especially in this day and age where we're living. So talk a little bit about the Drive-A-Log deck and what motivated you to create it, and what's the feedback you've gotten over this last year?
Totally. So I try to create a new product every year. So I created one book, then I created my next book. And then last year, the statistics in Arizona looked really bleak for teenagers. We're now number 2 in the nation for teen suicides. And I wanted to do something about it, but I don't really want to get into the therapy side of things with teens. So what do? So I actually created this game called Drive-A-Log. And Drive-A-Log was created to get families talking again. I'm so tired of nobody wanting to communicate. We assume, we text, we hide behind our phones, and we hide behind Facebook, we hide behind Instagram. So I want us to get talking again as a family. So Drive-A-Log was created to play in the car on the way to school. And studies show that kids will talk for longer and stronger if they aren't forced to make direct eye contact. So they can sit in the back of the car, and then you can ask them questions on the way to school. I have an elementary school, middle school, and high school version. So it's growing, a little more increasing. And they ask questions like, here's the question. So what do you do if what do you do if you made your friend mad and they didn't want to be your friend anymore?
Mm.
What sixth grader, fifth grader, third grader has never had that happen, right? And so we as families have to be proactive and not reactive when it comes to it. Like high school, the question is, what happens if somebody asks you for a nude photo? Because right now with technology, it's not if, it's when. Mm-hmm. So why aren't we communicating with our kids about it? So for me, they're just there to try to get people talking. There's 4 wild cards in each pack. And then it becomes the adult's side to answer the question. So some of the adult questions are like, what was it like when you were my age? Who was your favorite teacher when you were a kid? So that we can get families engaging and talking again. That was the idea. I came out with them a year ago, and it's been a crazy year. I was asked to be on Shark Tank, which I declined. I turned down Shark Tank for a variety of reasons. If you want to know about that story, you can just buy me a beer and I'll tell you. I've had families call me crying because one of the questions is, what do you do when you feel depressed and sad and you don't know what to do? And they said after they talked to their kid about that, they actually went and got their kid a counselor and a therapist, which may have saved their kid's life, which brought me to tears. I had a stepmom who said her stepkids never want to talk to her, but on the way on a road trip, they played the game and they wouldn't stop talking to her. And so she felt like it was the first time she had a breakthrough. And then I've just had families who just take it to dinner and laugh and just have fun. Some of the questions are goofy. They're not all that serious. So I just wanted to get us face-to-face talking again, which is why I don't have an app yet, but it is something I've been thinking about. But yeah, I just really like the physical cards. They're on Amazon. They're on my website, which is just drivealog.com.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll put that in comments too, just to make sure people have.
So if you're in Peoria this Saturday,
yeah,
there's a big holiday festival in Old Town Peoria, and I'm going to have a booth selling Drive-A-Log, selling my books, hanging out, just talking, drinking hot cocoa, and enjoying the hometown I grew up in. I'm usually on a plane about once or twice a month, and so this month I'm in town the whole month, so I'm getting to kind of hang out a little bit more, which is fun. So yeah.
So good. Oh, I mean, again, as I said at the beginning, like just wildly grateful to be in your life, to have you in my life, and to just be learning alongside you, man. As we, like you said, you're in therapy, I'm seeing a therapist, like this process of leveling up, like I just, I know that I can call you and I can have a level up conversation, and
your own business, or you are starting your own business.
Yeah.
You are not getting clear up here with things that are going on in yourself. It's actually going to be a lot harder of a road to hoe. It's going to be a much tougher boulder to push up that mountain. Because being an entrepreneur or being somebody who is betting on themselves is something that is the hardest thing I've ever done. I taught special education for 10 years. I've worked in emotionally disabled classrooms. I've done a variety. This is by far the hardest thing I've ever done, and yet is the best thing I've ever done. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you. But if we don't get mentally clear, it's going to be tough. So
totally. And I think that the connection I have with you also is just a reminder, like how important community and accountability partners and people that are like doing the work. And that just, like I know that if I have a call with you, like it's going to invite me to like get back focus and focus in on where I'm going and what I'm doing that day, and so anyway, just thankful to call you a friend, but also a mentor and also an inspiration. Like I truly just am amazed at the work you're doing in this world, and I'm excited to continue to watch you share your light and your love and your wisdom with others, and help people along the journey. And I'm so excited. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, or joining me tonight.
Any questions anybody has, I can field those at any point in time. So don't ever feel shy or weird about asking me things. I always hear people are like, hear me speak and they're like, oh man, should I add him on Facebook? Should I not? And it's like, go for it, man. Life's too short. Ask for help. We're all in this together. We're all community, family, and the ability to be creative. 3 of the most powerful things that we can have as people in this world. So yeah, get it.
Wait, so yeah, so close us with that community.
Well, what I'm going to close with is actually my own. That was done by the Department of Economics about millennials.
Okay.
In my book, the thing that I want to say is that for me, my personal brand, my motto is to make people laugh, reflect, and grow. And so for me, that's what I wish for all of you watching this, whenever you watch it, is that you laugh more this holiday, you reflect more this holiday, and you grow more this holiday. Because connections and laughter and reflection are really what I think our world needs more of these days. And I think it's something that trumps any gift card or any toy or anything that we can give people in our family this year.
Wow.
Young Living Starter Pack, I guess.
Wow, dude. So good. Oh yeah, so good. So good. Anyway, I love you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks everybody who joined us tonight, whether you caught us live or on replay. Just really grateful to be on the journey with all of you. And here's to like greater wellness for all of us. And anyway, thanks for that word, man. Thanks for being here. We'll talk to you soon.
Wellness.
Everybody have a great Sunday night.
Wellness. Take care.
All right, buddy. Adios.